Okay, let's do LeetCode 455 assign cookies in JavaScript. This is a two-pointer problem. I really don't like descriptions like this. It's super confusing. But basically, what they want you to do is find numbers inside of this array that are less than or equal to numbers inside of this array and return the count of them. I wish they would just say that instead of this silly story up here. So let's do this problem. I also don't love when LeetCode does things like gives you G and S for input things, because it's very confusing on what G is and S is, and sometimes what I'll do here is change the input names of the variables. So if you get confused by that, I would suggest doing that. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to copy paste some code and to save some time. I did change the name of the input variables, but what I did was I just assigned them to new input variables because we need to sort our two input strings. So instead of having G, which I think means the greed factor, I just have child quantity and then size of cookie instead of size. So that should help clarify a few things. Then what we did, because this is a two-pointer problem, we'll need some pointers and we'll need a count as well. So create all that stuff up front. So let's get into the rest of the problem here. So what we want to do is we want to use a while loop and run it while we have a length still existing between the two, or when there's a length of any of these left. So size of cookie dot length. Okay, so we're going to run this for as long as we have a child length, or as long as we have a size of cookie length. So when we run out of one of these, that'll be the end. So let's type out the if statement here. So if we have a child quantity of I that's less than or equal to size of cookie j, that's when we want to add to the count. So this child quantity I, size cookie j, right? We'll remember we're trying to find all the numbers inside these arrays that are less than or equal to. So if this number, we'll say this one, is less than or equal to this number, then we want to increase the count. Then, because it's a two-pointer, what we need to do is we need to increment our counts, because this satisfies this if statement, so we increment both of these. So the next time through here, we would look at 2, 1, and then after that, we're out of the length and we'd be done. However, we still have some more logic to do here. We need to type out an else if. So if the size of the cookie, so if this number is less than the child quantity, so let's see if I can find an example of this. So size of cookie, it's this one. They don't even give it to us. Another thing I don't like about LeetCode. If we had one of these numbers, let's say we were at here and we were on this array element, so 1 is less than the 2, then we would need to move to the next element. So we'd have to move this one over until we find the size that satisfies our check here. Then we also are going to need the an else of I++ right there in case of the opposite. Then after that, we can just return the count. I can't type. There we go. All right, so let's run this. Okay, so we can do a couple of things here to help clear this up. What's console log? A couple of things here. So we're going to grab this, copy, paste it. So just for clarity's sake, and this one. So let's run this here so you can take a look at. Let's try the other case. Okay, so this will tell you when we're going through here. 1 is equal to 1 when 2 is equal to 2. Actually, these should be outside of this. Up here. Okay, now we can take a look at these. So when, oh geez, case 2. This is an easy way to help look at the logic for these. If you get confused when you need to have the else ifs. Actually, do we need the I here? Let's find out. Let's run this. We might not need that I. Oh, maybe we don't. Oh, yes, we will. Oh, we don't need it. We don't need the I. That's a common pattern in these types of questions. Sometimes you have to move the I along, but the way these input constraints are set up, they're set up to not need that extra I. So then we never actually have to move the I pointer by itself. We only ever have to move the J pointer by itself in there. So we don't need that extra bit. All right, I'll leave it here.